Hey guys, Sandy here, and I am back for Follow a Sketch February. For today, Monday, I am scrapbooking one 4x6 photo, and this is at the Las Vegas airport. It's a welcome sign. I have 3 sheets of paper that I've pulled. One's from Gossamer Blue, one is from Life in Color by Simple Stories. This was the 2016 collection. The Gossamer Blue is 2017, and I also have a sheet of October Afternoon from Crow's Nest, and or Treasure Map, and it was called Crow's Nest, and I'm going to be using this side here. So I have this one photo, and I am going to be using this sketch. Oops, let's turn it around there. And it's from Creating with Sketches, Volume 4 by Kristine. And there's ebooks are on sale this weekend if you guys are interested. And this is Moira's challenge from Mercy Tiara's 27-day Scrappy Challenge group on Facebook. And then there's her take on the sketch. And then here is the sketch. So let's see what I can do.
All right, guys, so I am just getting right into the scrapbooking here. It did not take me long at all to just start going. I did get my basic papers down, and then I turned off the camera because I went shopping in my stash to go find some fun things. Now, I gotta say, I was 100% positive that my ATG was going to run out during this video, and it did not. So that was a huge, huge plus. However, I know that the next time I use it, it's going to go out. So I'm going to have to replace both of the tapes in my ATGs. Okay, so I'm following the sketch pretty literally. I'm not going to twist it or turn it around just because I really like the way that the photo sits on the page when I'm following the sketch exactly. So my trimmer, way too short to cut a 12 by 12 sheet of paper on the diagonal. So the only thing I did was fold it on the diagonal a couple times and then cut it with my scissors. And I am confident enough with those scissors that I can cut a fairly straight line. I mean, it's probably not exactly perfect, but it's fairly straight and it's working. Now I'm cutting off maybe a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch on both sides of this paper, just so that I can have that border, that blue border on the edge. So I take some fired brick, distress ink. I'm just going to ink the edges of this paper, just because it is a cream-based paper. When I cut it, though, it just feels very, very white and open and unfinished. So I went ahead and added the ink. So that is looking pretty good. I'm excited about it. And now I need to make sure that I'm cutting the same angle of line on the other part of the paper. Now, maybe if I was smart, I would have done this all at the same time, but I'm thinking this is going to involve something, so I put it off to the side and get the photo matted. And I decided that it did need 2 mats. I wanted a little bit of something extra underneath that craft cardstock, so I used that Simple Stories paper and just matted it in an area where I was definitely going to be able to fussy cut flowers out later. So I get that down on there, and I'm thinking this is pretty good. Now I need to get over here and get this guy done. So I just use my fingernail to kind of mark off where I want it to end. And then I use my grid mat, which is underneath of all these papers and things, just to make sure that I am getting this completely straight so that my line will be parallel to the other line on the larger triangle. And what I decide to do is place that triangle at a 90-degree angle, line it up, and then make little snips at 5 inches. And then that way, if I cut from the 5-inch mark to the 5-inch mark, that means my angles are correct and it looks great. Now I decided not to go ahead and take off the 1/4 or the 1/8 of an inch on this one. I think it works fine. You can't really tell that there would have been this a little bit trimmed off because of the huge gap between the two papers. So here I went ahead and did my fussy cutting of the flowers out. I cut out some full flowers, some partial flowers, and I also cut out a few leaves. And I was watching YouTube videos while I did that, so that was fun. And now I'm just plopping them down. I'm not thinking about anything in particular other than I want the flowers to lay and nestle together nicely. And then that stack on the left is where I went shopping in my stash. I went shopping on a couple different places. I went shopping in my alphabets. I went shopping in my big stickers, which are like 6x12 sticker sizes. And then I went shopping in my little stickers, which fit in a little basket that sit on my desk. I also went shopping in my metal, which was fun. I grabbed those new brads from Simple Stories that don't have brad tines on the back. If I would have thought about it, I would have opened up the cabinet and shopped in the resin enamel type stuff and the wood veneer, but I didn't even think about it. Now I decide that I want to add a little bit extra zhuzh right there on that photo. It's not in the sketch, but I wanted a little bit extra. Look how empty that ATG is. It's crazy. And then here I was trying to, there's a couple times where I was trying to conserve the tape and I had to go back and add more. And I don't have a whole box of refills to put in these bad boys. Like, come on. So I put in the leaves, and there will be a point where I realize that the leaves, I have placed them backwards because the one flower did have a leaf already attached to it. I did not cut it off. And then I realized, whoops, these little guys, there they goes. These little guys are kind of backwards. So I just go ahead and fix them because you can't have backwards leaves, guys. You just can't. Now, I am pretty sure that there would have been a ton of people that would not have even noticed that detail, that the one leaf was basically a different direction than the other ones. But then there will be the people that will definitely see that and notice that. They like the minutia. They like those teeny tiny little details. And it was driving me crazy. So I had to flip them around as soon as I really noticed it. Now, there's a lot of stuff that could happen to this layout. And I had to stop because I kept wanting to add more and more. And I just felt like I had to stop. There was a point where I'm like, no, you need to stop. It's embellished enough. It tells the story, or it introduces the story, because this Vegas trip, which is a different Vegas trip than the one I have scrapbooked most recently on my channel, which was a 2016 trip. This is a 2017 trip. This one is going to be more of a, I can't believe we love this place so much. We really enjoy going to the New York, and kids riding the roller coaster and playing at the arcade and eating the pizza and, having a good time, going to the Hershey's little shop there and the M&M's world and just enjoying those kind of things. It's just a lot of fun. And it's a great place to people watch. If you like to people watch, oh my heavens. Just wow. Yeah, just wow. That's what I'll say there. So now I'm just starting to go through the bits that I've pulled out, and I'm just trying to make some things work. Like, I really wanted this Happy Travels because the colors went great, and I wanted it up there at the top by those flowers, but I felt like it didn't really fit. Like, the flowers were too close together. And then I discovered that I really didn't want it on my photo, and thankfully it came up perfectly. And I just tucked in that little tab right there that says March. And then I decided, you know what, I can totally fix this. The only thing I have to do is trim this pink flower and then re-glue it and place it down there. And then nobody will know that that flower doesn't fit. It doesn't look like it's been a flower that's been extended. You just can't even tell. So, yay, happy for me. Now, because I did have that black tab there, I did pull out these other Studio Calico stickers that say awesome and travel. And I went ahead and placed those down. Now, at first, I was putting the travel sticker up at the top, but it did just say happy travels right there. So I wanted to move the travel word a little bit farther away in a little bit different spot on the page. Now, there are times where I repeat words over and over and over again and maybe put them in one little spot, but this time I wanted to spread it around. So I decided to pull out these stickers here, and it's this little pink piece with these 3 glitter hearts, and that worked for me. Now, when I was going through some die cuts, I really wanted to add that Embrace Life. I liked the colors on it. It had the pink. There was a little bit of yellow on there, and I figured I had enough yellow peeking out from different places that it would work. However, it turned out to be just too big for where I wanted it to go. Now I'm messing around, and I just put that to the side. It doesn't even work for me anymore. Now this is where I start putting stuff down and taking it back up. So I have these jelly bean soup stickers, and they're great. I love these things. If you can tell, there's a lot of stickers missing from them, so I've definitely used a bunch of them. Not so much the letter stickers, but there's a good part of those missing as well, just because I've used them already on layouts. But I really wasn't liking what I was coming up with down here at the bottom. And there's sometimes, and I can't tell you what the catalyst is. I'm not sure what it is. It makes sense in my mind. There are some times where if it's not working for me exactly, I'm just like, whatever, it's on there, it looks fine, it's good, it's done, and I just leave it alone. Then there are times where it just isn't working for me and I have to fix it. And I think that's probably what prevents me from going back and redoing layouts. Because once I'm finished with a layout, that's giving my stamp on it where it's good, it's done. However, if I'm still working on the layout, to me, I'm still in process. So I could rip it all up and turn everything 1/4 of an inch, or I could decide that my photo mat is the one thing that's really screwing up everything, and I could tear that up and put something new down. So I think that is why I don't redo layouts. Now I might add some adhesive where things have fallen off, but I don't go in and redo my pages because I feel like I've already stamped the done. Even though there are pages now that when I go back and look, I would never scrapbook a page like that. Or there are even pages where I'm like, wow, that was really good, I should do that some more. Which I said I was going to do with paper tearing back when I did my Throwback Thursday from 2004, and I still haven't done any paper tearing, so I need to remedy that. Now I'm just messing around. Now these are some pink fresh chipboard hearts, and I'm trying to pull out the hearts with colors that match what I've already pulled out. So definitely these pink and white and black ones are working, and then I have these other ones where they've got just a little teeny tiny shot of green in them. And then there's also one that has pink, blue, and black. Now the blue is just ever so slightly brighter than most of the blue that I have on here, so I'm okay with it. Now what I'm doing is one of my favorite things to do the flowers, and that is take some enamel dots and use them as the center of the flowers. These are flat, flat in color, matte. I mean matte, not shiny. They're matte. And I'm just placing them on the center of all the flowers because all the centers of these flowers have black as their center printed on the paper. Now what I'm doing, just to take care of these guys that you see half of them, I'm taking my enamel dots here and cutting them in half. So that's exciting because, you know, sometimes when you're cutting enamel dots in half, it goes a little bit wrong and you have to use another enamel dot just so you can get a straight cut. This time though, they came out pretty good. Now I grabbed some more enamel dots and I'm just adding this teal color. And I like this teal color. It is in all, you know, decorative parts of the layout here. And I just feel like it could add just a little more pop of that color, especially against that navy blue background. That teal color just really pops against it, and it's really pretty. So I go ahead and get those on there and get that done. And then, of course, I have to go back and add a little bit of adhesive because, remember, I thought my ATG was going to run out and I did not put a whole bunch. So I just add 2017 to the little banner up at the top. And then I wrote, never would have thought we'd enjoy this place like we do. And honestly, I never would have thought of it. Like, it totally blows my mind away when I'm like, yeah, I like Vegas. I mean, I don't go for the gambling or anything like that, but it's just, there's fun things to do there. Now, I would not say it's my top vacation destination, but, you know, companies have conferences there all the time. So when my husband has meetings or whatever, we like to join him and just have a good time. So here are some close-ups, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. It'll be Tuesday the 20th for our 20th sketch for the month. And I will see you guys soon.